Okay, what I'm going to do is do some basics in Python and run through another story. So let's create a new story. Let's go and make just a new one. Use Siteboard. Now this story here is going to be following a pathway. So I'm going to start here in my story and I walk along and we're going to have a decision where I do this or that. And if I do this one, I die. Right? Well, it could be die or it could be go home. It doesn't have to be that bad. Or, go home or die, whatever. Home would be a nicer one. You decide to go home. Okay? So, cross that out. Now, this is, we'll say climb in the hole. So you're walking along and there's a hole. Do you climb in the hole? Climb in the hole. Okay. So that's our first little story. Got a decision, you're walking along, there's a hole. Do you climb in the hole or do you just go home? Okay, and that's going to be the end of the story. So let's do this here. All right, so we'll go, now I started one already. Author is me, of course. I'll put that in. And you can put the date in description, and you can fill that in. So first of all, what I want to do is I actually want to make a loop. The benefit of a loop is it lets you just keep going around and around or finish the story really easily. So we have a decision. Let's print out the story. You are walking along and come to a hole. Now, I need to make a choice. So I'll say choice equals input. Get in hole. Type H. Or just write the word hole. Or go home. Okay. So there we go. There's our choice. Now, if I choose, if the choice equals hole, I'm going to do this. Climb in the hole. And the story continues. Or else, obviously, they go home. You choose to go home. Now, this is why a loop is so good. Because if this wasn't looped, it makes it really difficult to end your story. But if I'm in a loop here, and I want to go home or finish the story, I can choose just to write the word break, and now it's going to run. We'll run this when out of loop. Okay, so any code I write here, not indented, is going to run. You walk home, and that's the end of the story. Okay, so that there is going to happen when it hits the break. Boom, goes down to here. That's the end. Boom. Now, otherwise, I choose to type hole and I climb in the hole. It's still in the loop, so it's going to keep going around and around. Now, you don't want it to go up to the top, but what you're trying to do is end it so you can end the story. That's why I've got the loop. You don't want to really write all this again, but it does help the story as you go that you can have a break. Now, so say we add extra stuff now. So now we've got our first one. Do we go home, break, and it runs this code here, or we climb in the hole? So now here's our story continuing. Now this one here is continuing. So to continue it, I can just write it down here. It hasn't broken. It's going to carry on. Okay, so now I'll just draw a little bit more. So cruising along, and now I get a left and a right tunnel. Okay, so my next decision. So I have to write that. You go down the tunnel in the hole. Choice. Now, do you go left or right? You can then go, if the choice equals left, you then print something here. Otherwise, if the choice equals right, you can print something here. Okay, so we've now got another choice here. Now, it all depends on our story, what happens inside here, what we print out. Now, do we have, when we're here, another, we walk along again, and another choice? Or does this one here come back into here? Does it link up? You know, so it's lots of things. If it does this, then it's easy. We just write the left tunnel is dark. Yeah, and we can write the right tunnel has spiders or something. We can write anything we want, because ultimately it doesn't matter what one they choose, because it's going to come to the same place. So I can carry on here, writing here. So I can carry on here. So I can have another left or right tunnel if I want. So let's try. Let's just I'll show you what I mean. So basically, it carries on and it says you carry on down the tunnel. Okay, choice again. Tunnel goes left and right. Okay. So basically, if I choose to go left again, so it's the same as before, but this time we're going to do something different. I'm going to print this out. Maybe you die or something. Fall down a pit, and people rescue you, and you go home. Okay, so basically you fall down the pit, and that's the end of your story. So we do break. Else, they choose to go right, or I could go Aleph if you really want to do that. And we have another choice. Okay, so what I can do is I can just, this time here, I can go, if they go left, it's home. Otherwise, this one carries on, and it has its own other choices. So I can carry on one path and in another path, or I can have this one go into multiple paths. And if I do that, I have